Hello and welcome to Reviews. As always, I'm Plume Noir, and this is Avengers number 21, and this is JR trying to run into the camera. Um, this is kind of a one and done issue. It sets up some storylines for, upcoming plots and what have you, but this is basically a War of the Realms tie-up, kind of post-battle thing. This issue reminds me a lot of Claremont's classic X-Men. Just kind of the camaraderie and building, which I don't think we've really had. Um, Overall, it's not a bad issue, but I do have some complaints. And if you've read this issue, you know what they are, and if not, you're going to see in a few minutes. Now, first off, we have this cover, which of course has the Avengers on the bottom half. They put the logo on a banner behind the characters, and then up here we have Mephisto. And as we know, Mephisto is working with Coulson and the Squadron Supreme. So he's kind of the overarching Grandmaster in the background. Excuse me. I'm not crazy about this layout. I'm not crazy about the logo being put down here because it just makes the issue number up here seem kind of floating up there by itself. There's no reason why it could not have been put up there, and you could still fit Mephisto down here. Lower a lot of this. It's a bad layout. It's especially with a lot of comics on the shelves. They tend to be like this. Like when I saw this on my comic shelf, it's on my pull list, so I didn't have to worry about it. But when I saw it, it was just peeking over like this. I'm like, what comic is that? And I picked it up a little bit and I said, oh, yeah, that's kind of dumb. Excuse me, not every display, not every comic shop just has each issue out like that. Like one of the ones I go to, my main one has racks and that you can't see like the ones behind it. So I don't care for the cover. Anyway, the issue is, like I said, not bad. It's got some funny bits. Spoilers for War of the Realms. Thor is worthy again. He can wield Mjolnir. And so he and Tony Stark are sitting in a hot tub inside a celestial corpse. I still can't get over that and how much they're just kind of okay with it. So they have a little bit of their banter. Tony says, just please stop playing with your hammer in front of me. And you're wondering why Tony is wearing his helmet. I mean, Thor, everyone knows who he is, so, but that will be explained. So we do have some character interaction, which is really nice. It's really nice to see them interact. And like I said, that's why this reminded me so much of a Claremont issue. And that's when Captain America comes in, and Tony says, stand down, Cap. The war's over. Maybe so, but there's still the whole world's still a mess. While you two are relaxing, we've got a lot more cleaning to do. And that's when Tony says, I'm remote piloting a dozen suits of armor right now, cleaning up rubble all over the globe. Think I'll superhero from here full time now. Tony Stark, the invincible Jacuzzi man. So yeah, that explains why he's wearing the helmet. So they finally talk Cap into taking 5 minutes. And he says, but I don't exactly have a swimsuit handy. Neither did we. Okay, so they're skinny dipping. Okay, fine. They convinced Cap to join them. Oh, did they get closer once Cap got into the water? Maybe not. Maybe it's just a weird perspective. But even though he gets in next to them, does he swim all the way across away from them? Why didn't he just walk around on the other side? Maybe he just didn't want them to see little Cap, so he got in the water and went over there. So, we go over to the Pentagon, and Black Panther breaks into Coulson's office, where we find he has a whole bunch of Nick Fury LMDs, life model decoys, basically robots. Which is, I love classic Nick Fury. I just wish he was still around. I'm going to skip over a bunch. Basically, Black Panther wants to know what Coulson's up to, and Coulson has a point. the chairperson of the Avengers is the King of Wakanda, and him breaking into the Pentagon is kind of an act of war. So he wants to know what the Squadron Supreme is up to, what they're doing with that. Coulson says you can tell him yourself. Then we get into the cringy parts, the parts I hated. So we have She-Hulk narrating. Guess it shows just how crazy my life is these days, with these big, weird, dead space god headquarters of ours, is actually starting to feel like home. And what's even crazier is that I kind of love that. Now, she's speaking thinking very coherently. This is Jen Walters, the way She-Hulk used to be. Blade comes up, and you see she's covered with blue gunk. Damn, they couldn't have hosed you off before they brought you back from War of the Realms cleanup duty? I could smell the frost giant blood from 3 miles out. Hell, I could practically taste it. And he's got his tongue out, and it looks like he's licking his boy thing. Oh, I can't believe I just said it. The boy thing, that's what they call it, the man thing that Blade's now using. But it looks like he's licking them. You see? Look at that. So, She-Hulk then jumps away from the edge there, over him. Lucky for you, I'm on my way out, or this might get weird. Am I insane, or did Blade just flirt with me? Do vampires even flirt? Should I flirt back, or... Hulk need drink. Blade want drink with Hulk? What? So, contrary to what we've been seeing, she can think normally, but she can't speak. That's like some neurological issue, isn't it? Oh, look at the little bike. Look at Blade's little toy bike. Yeah, that's some bad perspective there. It just makes it look like he brought a little toy bike to ride. And then She-Hulk says, God, we're so bad at this. Blade says, I'm a vampire. It's usually best if we drink alone. Whatever. But thanks. Where'd Blade go? He says he's going back to work, trying to look up, chase after Dracula. He knows the Soviets have him. Then Hulk come too. Hulk smash fang heads. Oh God, I shouldn't use that word. I should just stop talking and... He erupts, nah. Hunting vamps is another thing I do alone. Almost alone. Boy thing's coming. Blade come back? Yeah, of course. I'm an Avenger, aren't I? And then we get this. Hulk need wine. Oh, She-Hulk's a wine ant now. Fantastic. Dear Diary, today I took a bath in blood. Sorry. Today I took a bath in frost giant blood and flirted with my vampire friend. I know somewhere out there are people who live perfectly normal lives. Must suck to be them. Now, remember in last issue, the whole issue was about She-Hulk embracing her monster side, not wanting to be fun anymore. She even wore the t-shirt that said, no fun. So now she thinks she's flirting with Blade, which didn't really come off that way. And now, are people just really into muscle women in the Marvel Universe? Because we know how Thor's been feeling, now that she's basically become, Bruce with long hair and boobs. And this... So she thinks normally but can't speak. That's not good. It's not good at all. Then we get Robbie and Carol. They have to go and hunt some of these fire shark things. Fire sharks. The waters around Avengers Mountain are teeming with these bad boys. I'm guessing our old pal Namor rounded them up and left them on our doorstep just to show he still cares. So we have Robbie talking about basically being afraid of, he's Ghost Rider. He's got a lot of doubts. We've been seeing what's been going on in the previous issues. Hell's trying to taint him. He's been used by the vampires against the Avengers. I'm terrified of my car, of the monster inside me, of being the Ghost Rider. I'm terrified every second of every damn day. I'm terrified of being an Avenger. So Carol, starts talking about, how she's now, she just discovers she's half Kree and how terrifying. And the secret is everybody in the Avengers is terrified, and that's part of being the Avengers. I'm going to skip some pages here. Again, this is actually good. I didn't read Robbie, his solo Ghost Rider, but I have to admit, I'm liking what they're doing with the character in here. I'm liking what Jason Aaron is doing. And yeah, this is actually non-bitchy Carol. She's actually, being kind, giving advice, and not being smug. It's actually a nice change of pace. So the Squadron Supreme shows up at the Pentagon, and Black Panther tries to tell them that Coulson's up to something, and that the Avengers are not enemies unless they force them to be. So we cut back to the R&R in the hot tub at Avengers Mountain. And Steve Rogers starts giving some more stuff about, things he's worried about when Daredevil had the God senses, things he warned him about. And that's when Carol and Robbie get into the hot tub. And, wow, Carol Danvers actually agreed with me. This truly is a hot tub of miracles. What's next? Is Ultron going to show up and teach us the true meaning of Christmas? Then we see off panel, make room. Oh God, are you ready for this? Are you ready? A naked She-Hulk gets into the hot tub. Now remember, the three core Avengers, Steve, Tony, and Thor, they're already naked. Carol and Robbie are in, she's got a bathing suit, Robbie's in a t-shirt. Like he says, he's not as built as they are. And, she says, Hulk coming in. Steve turns around and goes, oh Lord. And Tony says, hot tub of miracles. And we get Thor, huzzah! And then we have Carol covering Robbie's eyes for some reason. He's 18. I looked it up. According to the Marvel database, he's 18 years old. He's legal. I don't know why why Carol is shielding his eyes. And so, yeah, they're just kind of reminiscing and, wondering where Gorilla Man is. And, yeah, I'm going to stop pretty much right here because it's more just Black Panther stuff. Look at that. Does Jen have nipples? She should have nipples, but yeah, this is so weird because look at this. This could easily be Bruce. And, Thor has never shown any interest in any woman who is super muscular like this. Look at any of his love interests. Why he's suddenly so into Jennifer when she's super muscular. Why everybody is, well, except for Steve. But this is classic Captain America. And Carol is just, I don't know. Oh, God. This is supposed to be a funny part, but it kind of goes against everything we were just seeing in the previous issue. She's not funny anymore. She enjoys being a monster. But she gets into the hot tub naked, and, she slept with Tony Stark. There is that kind of relationship going on between the two of them, and, if it weren't for the She-Hulk scenes in this book, I'd be okay with it. It's actually not a bad issue. It's a nice little break, setting up other storylines, kind of a one and done. We get to see the camaraderie. It's very much a Claremont issue. But man, I really think Jason Aaron hates She-Hulk fans. Maybe he hates me personally. I'm starting to think that way, because we all know how much I love She-Hulk, and, even how she looks on this cover is still not as masculine as she is in that panel. So anyway, what would I rate this? I would have gone a 1, but that's She-Hulk only because I'm a She-Hulk fanboy and I gotta go 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock, but this actually is one of the better Avengers issues. The characters actually seem more real. There's a great scene in here. I gotta be careful because, like I said, I was trying to skip a bunch of pages, so I wanted to skip that one. Where we have the Claremont page right here, where they're all kind of, thinking, their doubts. Tony Stark is thinking, I think I'm just a backup copy of the real Tony Stark. Would the real Tony like this hot tub so much? Cap is worried about, all the threats they have to face, count them on his fingers. She-Hulk's falling asleep. Thor, now that he's worthy again, he has the doubts. What was that? Did I just stop being worthy? I should pick up the hammer again. But what if I can't? Carol is worried. We're not ready. Not yet. But we will be when we have to be. When the Kree come. And yeah, so, Robbie is, I'm still terrified. But at least I'm not alone. Yeah, this page right here is very much a Claremont page. And it's enjoyable. So yeah, if it wasn't for that She-Hulk thing, I'd go 1 o'clock. But I gotta go 2 o'clock. Only because, like I said, I'm pretty much buying this book for She-Hulk, and, I do like some of the other characters, and I'm starting to really warm up to Robbie, so there is that, even though he's nowhere on the cover. But anyway, I still have Symbiote Spider-Man. I completely forgot. I'm going through what I picked up this week, so. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.